In Module 4, we are going to learn about debugging process. These are the topics mentioned in the syllabus as part of Module 4. So we'll see about bug tracking, process of debugging, different debugging techniques, correcting the bugs, debugging tools, and types of debuggers. In this tutorial, we'll learn what is debugging, what are the steps in debugging process, different debugging techniques. We learn about correcting the bugs, what is debugger, and different types of debugging tools. Debugging is the process of fixing a bug in the software. The testing phase in the SDLC is aimed at finding bugs and removing errors and building confidence in software quality. So in this sense, the testing phase can be divided into two parts: preparation of test cases, executing them, and observing the output. And second part is, if output of the testing is not successful, then we need to find the bugs that caused the failure and remove the errors present in the software. So we need to identify, analyze, and remove the errors. So this activity begins after the software fails to execute properly, and the activity get completed once the problem is solved and the software is tested successfully. It is very complex and tedious task, since the person involved in the debugging should understand all the causes of an error before starting the debugging. We cannot experiment anything while performing the debugging, because instead of removing the errors, that experimental changes may introduce new errors in the system. Also, we should ensure that the changes made in the program to fix the error is correct and is not introducing new errors in it. Thus, to verify the correctness of the code and to ensure that there are no new errors, we need to perform regression testing. Let's summarize. Debugging is the process of fixing an error in the software. It involves identification, analyzing, and removing errors. So what is bug tracking? Bug tracking is the process of capturing, reporting, and managing data on bugs that occur in software. So when the tester detects a defect in the application, he enters that defect into the bug tracking system or defect tracking system. So it is a software application that keeps track of reported bugs. So the major component of a bug tracking system is a database that records the details of all the known bugs. It also captures the time at which this bug was reported, its severity, its behavior, its erroneous behavior, and the details of how to reproduce the bug. It also captures the details of person who reported the bug, and later it captures the details of programmer who may be working on fixing that bug. So this bug tracking system supports the entire life cycle of a bug, which is tracked through the status of the bug. So when a new bug is added, it will have a status of new, then it is assigned to the developer, then the status changes to open, and once it is accepted and closed, this bug status will get changed to closed. And based on the requirement, it can have other bug status as well. Also, these tools perform an automated diagnosis. that helps to analyze and detect any duplicate bugs, so that it will help the software developer to focus only on the actual bugs. No need to work on the duplicate bugs. Usually these bug tracking tools are integrated with project management software, so that along with the bugs and the new requirements, it will be able to track the workload, as well as it will be easy to generate reports on productivity, etc. Also, there are test management softwares which also has this integrated bug tracking facility. Now we will see the debugging process in detail. So we discussed the debugging process is used to determine the nature of failure based on the symptoms identified and locate those errors, and finally we need to correct those errors. So it starts with the preparation of test cases. So the testing team prepare the test cases, then they execute the test cases. So these test cases are executed on the software, and they will verify the result. If the output matches with the expected output, that means these test results are successful. If it is not matching, then that means there is some error. So that means the test is failed. So those failures are the errors or defects in the system. So these get entered into the defect tracking system. Now we perform the debugging process. So debugging process, we try to identify the cause of the problem, why the error happened, and we need to fix those errors. So there are scenarios. Sometimes what happens is these errors may be due to a incorrect testing procedure, or they may not have sufficient information to prove that it is a failure. So in such cases we need to perform additional testing. So in that case it is not accepted as a bug. Instead, it will go through the next round of testing. Again they write additional test cases, and it continues with the testing process. If the bug is identified, or if it is after analysis it is found that it is a defect in the system, then next process is to locate the error. So which module or which function caused that error? So if it is a big program, then you need to go through the entire modules and see like what has caused the error, then fix that error. So we need to correct the error, and the correction is uh, need to be tested. And after the correction, we need to perform regression testing. So regression testing is very important, so that we need to make sure that the corrections are validated and the software is working as it is expected. So the process consists of two parts. First part is the testing part, and second part is the debugging part. So the testing part is highlighted in the with the blue color, and the debugging part is highlighted with the yellow color. Let's summarize the debugging process. So the first step is to determine what is working and what is not working. So the test engineer run all the test cases and record the result, and the defects are identified if the actual result is not matching with the expected result. Next, the defect is assigned to the software engineer to verify whether it is a genuine defect. So if it is not genuine, then we need to continue with additional testing to identify the exact defect. Next, the developer perform defect analysis to identify and trace to find the location of the error. He often uses hypothesis to conclude what might have caused the error and test it to find out what can be the solution for that defect. Once the solution is found, he will make necessary changes to the system. Then we need to ensure that the new code or the changes made to the system to fix the errors is correct and it is not introducing any new error. In order to verify the correctness, we need to perform regression testing. This summarizes the debugging process as part of the testing.